Hello, and welcome to another edition of Life on Board AmyJo. I hope you're staying safe and well and ready to watch another vlog of ours.
So, when we left you last time, we were telling you how we got into narrowboating, and Steve was showing you AmyJo's shell being built.
That's right, and we hope you're finding that very interesting. If you recall, we'd spent time researching, viewing boats and visiting Crick. After that, in 2012, AmyJo's base plate was laid and her shell constructed. We finished with AmyJo being transported from Alexander Boats in Stourport-on-Severn across country to Fernwood Boats in Grantham near Lincolnshire.
But now it's time to complete the story with AmyJo's fit out and launch. Let us take you back in time again, but this time to 2012, and see the conclusion.
AmyJo's fit-out was started. First, battens were fixed down the length of the cabin to take the wooden panels. The interior was then spray foamed to a depth of 25mm, and then the first fixed cabling was put in place. All 24-volt cabling was run in trunking fixed to the top of the cabin side where it meets the ceiling, while the two 40-volt cabling runs along underneath the gunnels. In the meantime, the miles of oak and ash timber was prepared and given a coat of varnish. On our second trip we saw much work having been done. Much of the under-gunnel panelling was in place and the bed and kitchen units were going in.
Yeah.
The old bedroom, them two wardrobes and small cabinets, they all done.
Oh right, we'll have a look at them here. We'll have a look at them in a minute, yeah.
And small toilet, we have the cupboard further on, you know.
Oh, brilliant. That's what I say, I'm going to have to start coming up a bit more, I think.
He's actually painting them now, so...
Is he? Oh right.
Yeah, all stuff what you will see down there, what one is yours.
Oh right, thank you. During the process we visited every 2 weeks to see progress, and throughout the fit-out answered a myriad of questions. What cupboard door handles did we want? What taps? Cooker hob, 4 burners or 3 or 2? And what oven did we want? A single oven or a double oven or a single with a grill? And what shower controls would we like? What bathroom or laminate colour? 1 shelf or 2 in a particular cupboard? And did we want carpet or timber flooring And on and on and on. The decisions to make were endless, but we enjoyed every step of the way. Over the coming weeks, with every visit, AmyJo was looking nearer and nearer to completion. The outside paintwork was now finished, and some of the roof fittings were being fitted, like the bars to hold the poles and boarding ladder, for instance. Portholes were going in. Upper panels were going in, as you can see through the side door openings. As launch day grew nearer, more and more final touches were being added, including the tunnel bands being painted, the electrics going in the cupboards, and finally, at last, we had a launch date. After a 3-day delay due to crane failure, on a bright but freezing cold 30th of November 2013 day, AmyJo was craned out, completed, and lifted onto a lorry to be transported to Crick Marina, where she was to be launched.
that still got some sage in it, but it looks like yeah.
Well, I'm not smoking, be worried.
At long last, the moment we'd been waiting for finally arrived. With everybody holding their breath with anticipation, the crane took the strain and AmyJo was slowly lifted off the trailer and hoisted out over the water. Would she float?
Paul Martin, he was fucking like old mother head when he was in the water in the air.
You got the weight? And? Down.
What is it?
What is it? It is 22.
I said 21, yeah. Well, we just
Stop.
Let's go get the bubbly.
Stop.
Of course we needn't have worried. AmyJo settled on the water perfectly. And that concludes our story, how we got into narrowboating. And as they say, the rest is history.
Go get the bubbly. Come get the bubbly.
They look so loud. No, they haven't let the strain off yet.
Well, it's time for our regular feature for our non-boating viewers. And this time round we're going to have a look at the utilities that we all take for granted, like electric, water, gas and sewers. They're all connected directly to the house via the mains and are always available on demand. This can't be on a narrowboat because, as you know, most boats are not static, so cannot be connected in the same way. So let's take a look at how the utilities are managed on a narrowboat. In a typical narrowboat, the engine provides the propulsion and is usually placed low down at the rear of the boat. Though, as we saw last time, this could be further forward in front of the boatman's cabin, or in one case that I know of, right forward on the front deck, and uses hydraulic pumps to push oil to the gearbox to turn the propeller at the stern. When running, the engine will usually charge a bank of batteries that supply the electrical requirements throughout the boat, which is usually 12 volt or 24 volt, and if an inverter is installed, 240 volts AC. There'll be more on this in another vlog. As you can imagine, it's quite complex. Drinking water is usually stored in a tank, typically at the bow of the boat, the hull making up the sides of the tank and the bulkhead across the boat to complete it. Newer boats now mainly have stainless steel or plastic tanks. Water is pumped on demand to the sinks and the shower when needed. It's replenished by water points located along the canal in various places or in marinas. A clarifier or hot water tank provides hot water that is heated either by the engine or by a diesel powered heater. The tank can be located in different locations on the boat depending on the internal layout, and it's topped up from the cold water supply. A pump out type toilet system is fitted. A waste storage tank is installed, as you're not allowed to pump sewage into the canal. AmyJo's lays across the floor near the engine at the back, but more commonly the tank is usually located under a bed like this. Other toilet types can be installed, and we'll discuss these in another time. Finally, if a gas cooker or hobbler are fitted, these are supplied by Caligas bottles stored either in a separate locker in the bow or, for reverse layouts, in lockers at the stern. It's not hard to see that the waste tank can fill up and the water tank empty, and even the Caligas bottle run out of gas. You have to continually monitor the levels in these tanks, and when they're running out or needing to replace them, go to locations up and down the canals like marinas to replace them. Well, that's it for this vlog. Hope you enjoyed it and you found it interesting. And if you're thinking of getting a narrowboat, perhaps it will give you some ideas.
If anyone asked us what's the best approach to getting a narrowboat, we think the following might help. Do your research. Buy magazines, as these will help you learn the technical terms as well as give you design ideas. We kept a scrapbook of things that we liked and thought might look nice in AmyJo.
If you can, visit the Crick Boat Show. It's usually around the May Bank holiday, so it's easy to get to. It's near Rugby. Here boat builders show off their latest creations, and you can talk to them and get a feel for how which one you might use if you're thinking of having a boat built. Go on as many of the boats as you can. It's usually a booking system, but try and phone up or go on their websites to book, because going on the boats gives you much better idea of what you might want to put in your boat, or buying second hand, what you want in the boat you're buying.
But before you do buy, we strongly recommend hiring a boat. We suggest hiring in summer when the weather's really nice, and then again early or late in the year to get the feel of cruising in other seasons. It might be a bit cooler then, and you may not like cruising in the cold. And do all this before you buy your own boat, because winter boating is not everybody's cup of tea.
No, indeed. It can be quite hard work living on a boat in the winter, so as Chris says, try and hire before you actually take the plunge and buying a boat, because they're not cheap. Well, I hope that's enough to whet your appetite if you're thinking of buying a boat, or even if you're just interested in looking for boats. Don't forget to subscribe to the vlog, buttons down below, and if you like the vlog, please do give us a thumbs up. And once you've subscribed, of course, if you hit the bell button, you'll be notified of all our new vlogs, and you'll be the first to be notified. So for now, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you on the next edition of Life on AmyJo. Bye.